Now, moving on to here, the transpiration is supported by your xylem vessels, which is part of the vascular system. The vascular system consists of the xylem and the phloem, along with the cambium. So the cambium itself is the so-called stem cells of the plant, in which it encourages growth every year itself. So if a tree is being chopped down, what they can see is they can actually see all these concentric circles. So these concentric circles, one circle represents 1 year of growth, okay, which is made possible due to the cambium. Xylem, we know, it transports water and minerals. Phloem, on the other hand, is involved in translocation. So translocation will be the transportation of food substances such as sucrose to other parts of the plant. Okay. What I want to point out at this point in time is to make sure that you understand the identification of the xylem and the vessel and the phloem itself in 3 different areas. So you will have to look at the leaf, the stem, and the root itself. Okay, so most of the time we are used to identifying the xylem and the phloem in the stem itself, in which the phloem is located outside and the xylem is inside. Okay, so in the leaf it is similar, phloem at the bottom and the xylem at the top. Root is the one that is more unique. The xylem takes up a bulk of the central section, which makes sense because at the roots we are transporting water. Okay, so at the roots we're transporting water through the process of root, due to root pressure itself, into the xylem vessels, so which is why it takes up the central portion. Okay, so differences between the xylem and phloem. So xylem, they do not have any cells at all. Okay, it's mainly used for water transportation. So as mentioned earlier on, it has got lignin, which provides the support for the plant. Okay, now phloem is unique because it consists of both the tubes and the companion cell. Okay, so companion cells, they provide the nucleus and the mitochondria, meaning to say that the sieve tubes do not contain nucleus and mitochondria. So the purpose of the mitochondria is to provide energy to transport the sucrose, which is the food that is generated in the mesophyll cells, both your spongy and palisade mesophills, into the sieve tubes. Okay, so not having the nucleus and the mitochondria in the sieve tubes also free up the sieve tubes for translocation to take place. Now when we look at over here, the sieve tubes, as you can see, they are interconnected from one long sieve tube to the next adjoining one here, and it is not totally isolated from one another, because in between each sieve tube we have got sieve plates with all these holes or pores to enable the translocation of food substances to move from one sieve tube to the next sieve tube. Okay. Beside every sieve tube, we have got companion cells, in which I have got my nucleus as seen by the black dot, along with the mitochondria to provide ATP for energy purposes. So this is similar to what we saw earlier on. So we have got the cambium that lies in between here, and then after that I have got my phloem at the top and my xylem at the bottom. So this is your typical structure of a stem component. Okay, so now the movement of water and transpiration pool, just to summarize, we have got root pressure from the roots, transpiration pool by the leaves, and capillary action due to the narrow structure of the xylem vessels themselves. Okay, so since the water is going up against gravity at the xylem, that is what we know as the transpiration stream as well. Okay, stream because it is water that is going upwards against gravity.